In today's video, I'm participating in the What Would You Make challenge hosted by Zaina from OK at Home DIY, and guest hosts are Jamie from SimpleRootsSimpleLiving and LaParsha from Creating It Myself. So I've got these 5-gallon paint sticks, and I cut the handles off, so they're I think 17.5 inches long, and I've got I think 18 pieces that I'm using. So I'm actually making 2 of these wall pieces, which are inspired by Hobby Lobby, and I'm making them for my granddaughters. So here I'm just using some Gorilla wood glue along with some Gorilla glue sticks, and it's going to allow me to work on the whole project right now, and then it's also going to give me a strong hold so it'll stay. So this is the first one I was making, and I actually messed up on this, but I go back and fix it later. So as you see here, I'm gluing the ends of the stick to the side of the other one. And for the last piece, what I end up doing is I should have glued it the same way as this, where the ends of the painter sticks were glued onto the inside. But I actually mess up, and so it made it off. I think you'll see here in just a minute. I'm not really explaining it very well. So here I glued it on the inside, which I shouldn't have. I should have glued the 2 sticks, the top and the bottom, on the inside of that, and on the inside of the one I just placed on there, to match the other side on the right side, but I didn't, and that's where it got me off, and it was crooked and stuff, so I had to go back and fix that. So just be mindful. I don't know why I had the majority of my paint sticks on there before I even noticed that it happened. So, and then all I'm doing is I'm going to take my paint sticks, and again I'm going to alternate some wood glue and hot glue and apply them all onto this base, and I'm going to cover the base of the frame. Now I made sure to push this bottom piece and make it straight and on the very edge flush with the frame. And then as I put the other pieces on, I glue them on, and I try to keep them as close to the previous one that I had just placed down and make it a tight fit. And then I just wipe off some of the excess glue, because you're going to have excess glue spilling out. And that's all you do until your frame is actually filled up with your paint sticks. And then once I do that, I use my Waverly chalk paint in white, and I give it a couple of good coats of paint. So here what I'm doing is I have flipped it over, and I'm going to add another piece of painter stick like I did in the beginning, and this is just going to be a piece that allows me to add my hanger to hang this on the wall. Oh, and what I forgot to tell you is that when I arranged the paint sticks, I did make sure that all the numbers were on the inside of the box so you wouldn't see it. Now I did not paint the back side, but if you're going to give it as a gift or something for someone, I would say yeah, go ahead and paint it just to give it that really nice finished look. But I did paint the top and the sides, just not the back of the frame. So here I'm about to start painting, and I don't show you all of it, but I do show you just a little bit of painting here. Like I said, I gave it 2 coats, and then I had already finished the product, and then I showed my husband, and he needed an extra coat, but to me 2 paints were good enough. I mean, it actually covered up all the wood very nicely, but if you want some of that wood to show, you could definitely do a dry brush, or you could even paint the wood darker and then do a pretty thick covering of dry brush to give it that rustic look if you'd like. But it's for my granddaughter's room, and I didn't want to do that. So here I'm showing you, I tied the jute cord in a knot on 2 knots on each end, and I used my staple gun to staple it down, and then I'm just taking a little bit of hot glue to glue the knot down. So I made it to where the knot was right under the lip of that piece of wood painter stick that I'm attaching it to. That way it's not making it stick out any further when it's up against the wall. So, and I did put the jute cord on there pretty tight just because I wanted to try my best to not make it show, and if it were to if the hanger were to show, then it would only be a little bit. Now I got this flower from Hobby Lobby, and I got it for like $2.50. It was 75% off. And I just take everything off the back, and then I'm just going to use a generous amount of hot glue and attach it. Now if you didn't like this color, then you can always definitely paint it, spray paint it, whatever color you like. But teal is actually a part of my granddaughter's room is like white, gray, teal. That was the theme that we were going for with her room. So that's why I left the flower as it is. It's such a beautiful color. And so then all I do after I had my hot glue is I go back in and try to center it on the wood piece as best as possible, and I just push down to make sure all the hot glue is sticking. So thank you for watching. Please be sure to go down in the playlist and be linked to go down in my description box for the link to the playlist and other channels. I hope you guys have a very blessed day.